Attention gamers. The last few years have been a wild time for League of Legends. We've seen climbing up ladders, sitting on stairs, new faces entering the rift with all kinds of new identities, happy ones, sad ones, stealing others' ones, and now champs who make enemies question their own ones. And while it's crazy to see how so much has changed as my own rank has remained painfully the same, I think there's one thing we can all agree on. Top lane has been going through a bit of a rough time. I mean, we've seen every iteration of an unintended piss fest of a meta hit the Northern Rift Island, from the era of whichever team has the Graves gets the win, to seeing a 16 death Scion every third game thinking they are the only person on their team who understands macro because they saw it work in the movies, to Riot committing hate crimes against purple summoner spells prompting the odd opportunity for tornado queefing enchanters to flaunt around the rift advertising how much of a meme that role has become, to the point where one of the most viable strategies now is to just buy the eternal lonely. I may as well have a tracking device on my own virginity to ensure I never lose an item and play solo player PvE for 30 minutes hoping the rest of your team doesn't feed their literal bungholes off while you kill small short NPCs by yourself. So today, in light of rarely seeing a quote-unquote meta top laner succeed up there, I figured I would cue top and disrespect it even more with the latest and greatest. I'm a top laner who is never top strategy, first on roaming AP Twitch to show why it's becoming more trendy than NFTs of avocado toast wearing crop tops, and then I will adapt this strategy by rocking perma roam lethality auction top, which kind of sounds like I'm trying to get pulled over by the troll patrol until you see how unexpectedly overpowered it can be when you turn a MOBA into team deathmatch. Which is honestly what I look forward to when I play this game, as if I wanted to AFK farm for the first 20 minutes of every game just to lose, I'd go play competitive Fortnite, which is why I love these Giga Mobile anti-meta metas, because it's just constant fighting, and epic once in a lifetime Baron steals.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready.
Ready for what?
Ready to blind steal this bitch cause I got ice flowing through my motherfucking veins.
Now you may be curious what circumstances led up to such a dank day in my life. Like, did I just watch my team die in front of my flaccid coochie cork as I got zoned by a crab wearing pajamas? But I chose to leave out those details with the power of editing. Now, as a faceless, voiceless YouTuber, I often get asked about the softwares I use to make my videos, and the short answer is Wondershare's Filmora, which would top any tier list in my book, as it's packed with tons of templates with advanced editing techniques that I use for my intros. Often, I just drop my raw footage in there and let it pump me out a beautiful montage that I could probably just add a clickbait thumbnail to on YouTube and upload as is. But when it comes time to me customizing my videos, it has tons of tools like the AI portrait feature. Take the clip of Voyboy on his stairs and then apply this effect, and bam, perfectly cropped out and ready to be put in front of Chuck E. Cheese gift shops all within seconds of work. Or looking at one of my league clips, let's say I want to do something to track this blitzcrank, I can simply use their motion tracking feature to target him and then add text or effects that perfectly follow him around with no manual effort whatsoever. Not to mention, this software gets more updates than a damn Tesla constantly, with new filters and effects like Boris or New Blue, which I can go back to my Baron steal in the intro and make it 10 times more dramatic by adding one effect. I won't take up more of the video talking about it, but there's so many more hidden easy to use features of this software that Filmora is currently working with 11 influencers from various countries who will be using all its stuff to create one of the dankest collab videos ever. So if you are on the fence about starting a YouTube channel or getting into making videos, check the link in the description to try out Filmora for free and comment below #CreateWithFilmora to share what you've done with this beautiful software. Alright, getting into the piss fest, I started the game with a few taps on Tiny Dumbledore's ass to get some gold, as I'm sure you're already thinking, but Riot nerfed double sup items, and to that I will say, they nerfed them if your team is behind enough to get bounties, and the win con of this strat is getting your team ahead early or bust, so you are screwed anyways if you fall behind. So take the damn suppy boy item and then bull yourself down mid for a level 1 gank.
Later.
So then I head up north to serve my 90 seconds in lane before I leave and never return, only to see that my personal rift antagonist is also attempting some cheese, but little does he realize when it comes to the cheddar, roaming Twitch is just better. So I join up with the overweight car mechanic and assisting David Blaine's side chick in earning a quick paycheck. At this point I was level 4, which meant when Mr. Nicotine Withdrawal and his teensy-weensy wizard thought they had a numbers advantage, I could proclaim that I was hiding, then opt out of utilizing the rift clit in lieu of walking into a wall before tapping E to claim my G. And if you thought I was gonna murder one wizard and call it a day, you are naive, my friend, as the South has blonde bombshells which are much more easy on the eyes than being stuck staring at some chode ogre with an underbite. Not to mention the pay rates are much better in the South. This allows the whole family to unite and share a meal barely 6 minutes into the game, with me already having more impact than a busted bumper car, all while their top has gotten a total of 1 plate. Anyways, Miss Magic Muffs will be trying to call an Uber back to the shops, and I just know that little Mudblood will be hard simping when her guard is down, so I pop out, let him know I can see that half chub, and then offer to sit in his stun if he sits in his base. And the absolute beauty of playing League so totally wrong is that every time the enemy bot thinks they picked a winning fight, guess who is there to check a piss vial into the wrong zip code? Guess my career aspirations of joining Dude Perfect are bleak, but still better than this dead Ezreal's Omega lol, as I tell Visibility to piss off and Lux that I hate to see her go but love to watch her leave. Psych, I ain't going nowhere. I've got my bot lanes back like a thong and a butt crack, and this time we have Optimus Prime coming in to transform himself into a 7-ton bowling ball, all while we help Lady Lux transform into a dead bitch. Then me and Swollen Wally head back mid to make sure Voldemort's nipple doesn't get too much alone time with our mid, because he has a history of getting handsy with women twice his size. Oh no, they got first tower. I should probably head up tack to bot because all my friends are down here, and I wanted to see what happened when Renata tells Lux that she caught Ezreal staring at her ass.
You're disgusting, you pig.
And then I attached the sniper scope to my fart darter to get some credit for my attendance. But it turns out Trundle got lonely up top without any interaction, so he adopted a scuttle crab and got suckered into giving it way too many crab treats while trying to train it to nose tackle towers. And if I'm being honest, my game plan was just to genocide the hoodlums in the red robes, but LB is like, bro, this one in the blue robe is worth so much more, so I kill off mine and she kills off hers. Troll Tits is up top taking tier 2 towers, so I know I'm probably the last rodent these walking ATMs expect to see, while our support looks away from what I'm about to do to that dressed up Hagrid turd, and then Graves cosplays as his cigar and gets removed from the rift. But if you think I'm gonna do anything but back off, you are batshit crazy, and if it wasn't for that overachieving tower I probably would have got away with such dumbass positioning. And while I'm not gonna try to take credit for the kill counts between teams being more imbalanced than a Cirque du Soleil tightroper showing up to work drunk, I do have to say I was enjoying the shit out of this team deathmatch, and you know what? This skinny Shrek with poor circulation should be no exception to the slaughtering, so I flash dart that ass for the kill, and considering he was the only one who wasn't aware of how hopeless this game was, they unanimously called it quidsies, which concluded a 15-minute game involving 25 kills, 16 of which I witnessed with my own eyes, and I will let you determine from the damage charts if any diff was present. But that kind of DPS wiener is nothing new for AP Twitch, so it was time for me to get into something a bit more juicy. On Bollywood Boy my strat was similar: tell the boys of my intentions and then execute the plan. Then, if I'm being fully transparent, my plan was to half-ass the 2 minutes of laning phase like it was a 9 to 5, and I gave two shits about my career, so when British Bambi wanted to visit I wasn't exactly sprouting boners to see her, but I entertained the visit with a Tarzan tug lit Lord Sword Drag on fire combo and waited for Rift Alexa to say my name.
And waited for Rift Alexa to say my name.
But ask me if I care, cause I don't. I had plans to escort a bull in a cow costume and some colorful caribou to the make a double dead bitch ball down south, which dead ass I thought we'd have a dead ash, but fortunately for my friends that was not the case. Pit stop back at McDragon's because, as I said, if not my trip wouldn't be worth, then I hit a base back and made two long boys fornicate to birth a Dirk baby, and we were back on our way bot. And the great thing about this nonsense is that these kids never knew when I'd be showing up again, even though Moo Moo Mario here wasn't exactly showing a great poker face as Blitz gives me a handshake, to which I'm like, bro, we've met before, and then after a series of actions too uncoordinated to commentate, all I can say is the bona fide booger broad died and the bull got revived, and then the frolicking fawn came back to make that boring company tunnel driller lick a tit and die. Now, one of the reasons I like this more than Twitch is that when Gerard Butler is off spear shaming your team's shitty stag and you come in like a custodian to clean up the killed caribou's corpse, you bring that hoe back to life. It makes it all much more worth because the bad guys lose more time on the bench than the good guys. But it's important to realize that your negligence will likely birth a raid boss up top, so bring your buddies, clench your bunghole and hope said raid boss has no brains, hits a fail flash and forgets to ult, and you'll be just fine. That said, there's a popular saying about buying fish for men versus teaching them how to fish, and I guess no one taught them jack shit, because without half our team there to cuff their balls they lose worse than that one LCS squad that had all chicks on it. Which means it's time for you to hunt down those scoundrels by the sense of their fear farts and bloodhound this bitch like a pro. Ta-da! Now I'm not sure what your eyes say about who won that bot 2v2, but from my point of view it's looking like our team took the win. Small note: I rush Ghostblade and Mobies, which basically turn you into a perma-stealth maniacally mobilized murder machine where you simply find fights that your team will have the surprise numbers advantage, and knowing that as long as you are slightly tardy to the party you go full-blown cleanup crew while rapid fire resurrecting all your dead hoes. And when their team's dog starts getting into some shit with a cow only to remember he's lactose intolerant and swells up into a violent rage, you will be there to euthanize him. When their bot lane migrates mid thinking you won't track down their change address, you pop out, look that weaponized vending machine in the eyes and say, you can knock me up but you can't bring me down. Then I fire 6k ults into that Elsagon cocaine addicted riff simp before preparing for the cleanest Tarzan tug takedown of my career.
Bruh.
It's worth noting that at this point I had 16 kill participation out of my team's 18, which definitely was a personal best for me and also a rare occurrence for a typical island dwelling top laner. Then I inform the blue bald cartographer that I'm in the mood to slaughter a Susan, so we get in position as I charge up the Mortal Kombat finisher, only for this degenerate rock to fuck with my rhythm, forcing a flash just to keep Rune Boy from choking. So the theme of the entire game continues, where the enemies constantly think they are entering fights that will be easy wins, only for me to pop out, say something cringely posh like,
Oh no, is Akshan coming to kill me? I am.
as their Zeri and Nasus take turns seeing who can get their butts plugged by more people at once. And since you are the most mobile man in Bollywood, anytime they do get winning lottery ticket lucky and score a kill, you are in the area to make sure your teammates' time in the black and white screen prison is limited. So yeah, call me hard stuck crazy, but running around the rift like a madman instead of stressing over lane matchups or getting ganked and losing bad fights just feels like the play if you are trying to pack as much action and fun into your league gaming sessions as possible. And at least in my pissy pit elo it felt surprisingly effective, as lethality Akshan scaled better than I expected he would, and players don't seem to respect the fact that one team has a perma roaming top laner. Please gank the shit out of my subscribe button if you made it this far into the video, and I will see you all soon. Rav out. This one for all the gamers out there stuck in an elo they feel is below them. Hard stuck is the name, let's get it.